Hello everyone, welcome back. So today we are going to start Merchant of Venice for class 9th and 10th ICSE. So don't be scared from this book because it's quite easy. Just we have to understand each and every concept of what is given in the acts and the scenes. Okay, so today we're going to discuss about our first act, scene 1. So what are the characters in the play? Okay, what are those characters in the play we will be discussing now? First is the Duke of Venice. Okay, first one. And the second one is Antonio, who is a merchant of Venice. Then Bassanio, his best friend. Okay, Bassanio is best friend of Antonio, and he's a suitor to Portia. Means he loves Portia. He's suitor to Portia. Then comes Gratiano. He is also another friend of Antonio and Bassanio, who is in love with Nerissa. Okay, Nerissa is who? Nerissa is the lady in waiting who works under or who works for Portia. Portia is the she is the princess of Belmont. Okay, then comes Lorenzo. He is another friend of Antonio and Bassanio. He is in love with Jessica. Jessica is the daughter of Shylock, who is a rich Jew and a moneylender, and he is the villain. We can say he is the villain of this play. So now comes Salarino, Salanio, and Celerio. These are the three friends, so don't get just confused in these names, as I am also very confused whenever I am just reading this play. Then comes Leonardo. So Leonardo, he is a servant of Bassanio. Then comes Shylock. That I told you only that Shylock is a rich Jew, and Jew is a type of, we can say, a religion or a race. Okay, and a moneylender. He is also a moneylender. Jessica is the daughter of Shylock. Then comes Tubal. Tubal is another Jew, and he is a friend of Shylock. Then is Launcelot Gobbo. He is a clown. He is a servant to Shylock. But after some times he leaves the company of Shylock and he becomes the servant of Bassanio. Later we will discuss about it. Then comes Old Gobbo. He is Launcelot's father. Then comes Portia. Portia is an heiress of Belmont. Then is Nerissa, her lady in waiting. Then Prince of Morocco, he is a suitor to Portia, means who wants to just marry Portia. They are known as the person who wants to marry a lady, that is a suitor. Okay. Then Prince of Aragon, he is also a suitor to Portia. Then come Balthazar and Stephano. They are also the servants to Portia. Then there are some more side characters that are merchants, officers of the court of justice, Gaulier, musicians, servants to Portia, and other attendants. Okay. So now comes Act 1, Scene 1. Okay. So this scene takes place in a street of Venice. Okay, most of the time, you know what is okay, let me tell you what is a pattern of English literature paper for both 9th and 10th. Okay, there is no questions will be coming, no bookwork, no nothing would be coming. Till 8th you are doing like this, only question answers and word meanings, then bookwork. Not like that. Like we are taking first Antonio's speech. They will just give you 4 to 5 lines and they would ask you the questions which are related to that extract. Means 4 to 5 questions they would be asking from 4 to 5 lines, whatever they would be giving. The lines would be given. Okay, so okay, you have to, like, they would give, like, you have 3 books. Okay, 9th and 10th you have 3 books, that is Treasure Trove short stories, Treasure Trove poems, and The Merchant of Venice. You would get three extracts from each book. So you would get 9 extracts, and from those 9 extracts you have an option. You have to just take only 5 extracts of your choice, and that only you have to write in the exam, and that is your choice only. Any 4 you can take. Okay, and that only you can get marks. Okay, so this is a good thing that we are getting option. So just sometimes this thing is asked that where is the scene set. So it is very important to learn where is the scene set. That is set in a street of Venice. And who are there? Sometimes this is also asked that people who are present in the scene. Those are Antonio, Salarino and Salanio. Okay. So now we are going to discuss like what is happening in this scene. Okay, what is happening in this scene? So here first what Antonio is saying to his friends, that is Salarino and Salanio. He is saying that I'm very sad. I don't know why I am so sad. And he is very in a sad mood, and his friends like Salarino and Salanio, they are trying to just amuse him, means to make him happy, but they are unable. Okay, his friends are unable to make him happy. Then his dearest friend Bassanio, means his best friend Bassanio, tells him that about his desire to win Portia or to woo Portia. Okay, who is a rich heiress of Belmont. He asked Antonio to lend him money to just present himself as a worthy suitor at Belmont. You know what I'm telling you, that Bassanio is not a very rich person. He just lends the money and wastes it, means like without, he is not having any senses, he's just wasting the money. Okay, and Antonio, he always lends him money, so he's just totally dependent on Antonio. Okay, Antonio has no ready cash as his fortunes are tied up with his ships at sea. So when just Bassanio asked him that he wants to just win Portia, who is a rich heiress of Belmont, Antonio at the time Antonio has no money because his ships, he's a merchant of Venice. Okay, so he's a rich merchant. Okay, so what is this, that he has no ready cash in his hands because his ships, he's a businessman. Okay, his ships are at work, and so he doesn't have any ready cash in his hand. So okay, so he advises Bassanio to use his name to get credit in Venice. So what he gives an idea to Bassanio, that you can take on my name, from any person you can take on my name the loan. Okay, so thus, the love story of Bassanio and Portia is linked to the bond story of Antonio and Shylock. Okay, the love story of Bassanio and Portia, it is linked to the bond story of Antonio and Shylock. We would discuss it in the another acts. We would be able to understand it in another acts. So this is the opening scene only. So just don't be confused about it. I would explain you everything. So Venice, a street. Okay, sometimes it is, as I told you, that where is the scene set, it is a street of Venice. Enter Antonio, Salarino and Salanio. So these are the three friends. Antonio is a rich merchant, Salarino and Salanio are the friends of Antonio. So what he is saying, in sooth, Antonio is saying, in sooth, I know not why I am so sad. So he is saying, to be honest, I don't know why I am so sad. Okay, I told you that he is in a sad mood in this scene. So he is saying to his friends Salarino and Salanio, I don't know, really, to be honest, I don't know why I am so sad. It wearies me. You say it wearies you. So he says that I am very tired of it, and you say you are tired of it too. Means if I am tired of it, you are saying you are also tired of it too. But how I caught it, found it, or came by it, what stuff it is made of, or whereof it is born, I am to learn. So what he is saying, I don't know how I just acquired this sadness, how I just got this sadness, and what does it consist of, how I am not able to understand this feeling of sadness, why is it so. Okay, then he says that from where this sadness came, I also am not able to understand. So he is having no idea how he got depressed. Okay, and he say I am to learn yet. Okay, so he is saying I am unable to figure out the reason why I am so sad or depressed. Okay, so like we are sad, we know that why we are so sad. Okay, but Antonio, he is saying that I don't know why I am so sad, how I just acquired this sadness, how I just got this sadness, or from where this sadness came, I don't know. Okay, I am to learn means I am yet to learn, I don't know how this sadness came. And such a want which sadness makes of me, that I have much ado to know myself. So what he is saying, that if I am unable to figure out the reason for being sad or depressed, I don't understand myself very well. So what he is saying, he is saying that I don't understand myself very well. See, if you are sad, you know that why you are so sad. Means you know well yourself. But he is saying, if I am unable to figure out or find out the reason why I am so sad, then in these many years, I am not able to understand myself only. He is saying that, and such a want with sadness makes of me that I am having trouble to know myself. Okay, this sadness is making a trouble for me to know myself. Okay, nothing he's saying. He's just telling us that if I'm unable to just find out the reason, then I don't know myself only. Okay, I don't know myself only. Means in these many years, I'm unable to understand myself only. Okay. So then comes Salarino. Salarino is saying what? Your mind is tossing on the ocean. There were your argosies with portly sail like Cygnus and rich burghers on the flood, or as it were the pageants of the sea. Do overpeer the petty traffickers, that courtesy to them do them reverences, as they fly by them with the woven wings. So what he is saying, Salarino, that your mind is tossing towards the ocean. I have told you firstly only that his ships are in the ocean and he has no ready cash. Okay, so what he is saying, that you are worried about your ships. What Salarino is saying, that Antonio is worried about his ships. Okay, they were your argosies with portly sail. What are argosies? They are the large merchant ships. Okay, so what they are saying, that nothing would happen to your large ships. Okay, they are like the gentleman and the rich people on the flood. Okay, so what he is saying, they are like the huge, they are like the gentleman of the sea. Okay, means they are the VIPs. Your ships are the VIPs of the sea, or as it were the pageants of the sea. So what he is saying, that they are he's saying that they are just pageants. Pageants means decorated carts. Okay, so he is saying that they are very decorated in the sea. First, that they looks like the VIPs or the gentlemen of the sea. Then second, it looks like they are so decorated that they look very nice. They are, firstly only, if the large thing is there, it looks very nice, and then it is decorated also, then it looks very, very, like we are saying, impressive. Okay, so do overpeer the petty traffickers, do look the petty commercial boats. Means that courtesy to them, do them reverence. So what he is saying, that your ships are so big, when they look on the smaller ships, when they looks on the smaller ships, means on the small commercial boats, that other small businessmen also have boats, but they are very small. And when your ships look at those smaller boats or ships, then they have to get out of the way of your ships. So what he is saying, like if you have to go somewhere and the boats are passing from the way you are going, so what happens, that they just give you a way, that these are the VIP people, so just give them a way. Okay, so this is a type of, we can say, respect given to the large ships. So next, that he is saying that as they fly by them with the woven wings, means he is saying that your ships fly like the birds past those little boats. Means like your ships fly like the birds from those little boats. Like if the little boats are there in your way, if the little boats are there, like you have a way, okay, like this, and your boat is coming like this, or ship is coming like this, if they are in your way, they just get a side. Okay, they just get a side. Okay, this is a type of respect which is given. Okay, this is a type of respect which is given. So Salanio is saying, believe me, sir, had I such venture forth, the better part of my affection would be still in my hopes abroad. Okay, so what he's saying, believe me, sir, if I had such risky work in abroad, I should be still plucking the grass to know where sets the wind. So what he is saying, that believe me, Antonio, that if I had such a risky business like you in abroad, I would also be sad. I would also worry about my business work every second. I would be constantly plucking up the grass. Okay, if you have to check the direction of the wind, you just take the piece of a grass or the blade of a grass, and where the just wind, where the grass just bends, that is the direction of the wind. Okay, like, let me explain you, like, this is a grass. Okay, this is a grass. If you are handing it, if the wind is coming from here, if the wind is coming from here, then what would happen? Your grass would move like this. And if the wind is coming from here, your grass would move like this. So it would tell you, wherever it bends, that is the direction. Okay, wherever this part bends, that is the direction. So he is saying, Salanio is saying, that I would also be constantly plucking the grass to figure out the direction of the wind. Okay, then he is saying, peering in the maps for ports and piers and roads. So I would also be constantly looking into the maps to find out the best ports. Ports are the places where the ships are just placed. And the piers are the harbors. And the roads means like waterways or the channels. Okay, and every object that might make me fear misfortune to my ventures, out of doubt, would make me sad. See, if he is saying that if anything would happen to my ship, it would make me sad. And if anything just to show me or gives me a signal that this gives me a signal that your ships are going to be just in the misfortunes, then it also makes me sad. Means the worries of my ships would also make me sad. Now comes the speech of Salarino. Very important speech. So what he is saying is, my wind cooling my broth. My wind cooling my broth. My wind means my breath. Means my breath which is cooling my broth. Broth is a soup. Whenever I am just cooling my soup with just giving my breath to it. Okay, whenever like we have something hot, very hot, we are just giving a breath to it so that it may just be cool. Okay, so he's saying that my breath would, whenever I would be cooling my soup, my hot soup with my breath, would blow me to an ague. When I thought what harm a wind too great at sea might do. So what he is saying, that whenever I would be cooling my soup, okay, I would just get scared every time, that thinking of how like this only, that a very strong wind can wipe out my ship. Okay, so whenever you are just blowing the wind into your tea, coffee or anything which is very hot, you can see the waves in it. Okay, so he is saying that if such a strong wind would wipe out my ships, then what would happen? And so he is saying I would also get scared every time whenever I would blow my soup to cool it. Okay, then next 26th line. I should not see the sandy hourglass run, but I should think of shallow and of floods. So what he is saying, that if every time I will look at the sand in an hourglass, you know what is an hourglass? Let me explain you, like this. This is an hourglass, like we have the sand here, it is one by one coming here. Hana? So this is an hourglass, you would have seen it somewhere in the pictures or somewhere else. So he is saying that I every time if I would look at the sand in an hourglass, I would imagine my ships wrecked on the sandbars, means he says that whenever I would be seeing the sand going down into the hourglass, I would also imagine my ships which would be wrecked at the shores. Shores are the, we can say, the banks of the sea or the ocean. And see my wealthy Andrew dogged in the sand. Same thing, only that he is saying that I would also see my wealthy Andrew. Andrew is a large ship. Okay, so he is saying that I would also be able to imagine that my ships are wrecked near the shores. Veiling her high top lower than her ribs. Okay, veiling her high top lower than her ribs, to kiss her burial should I go to church and see the holy edifice of the stone, and not bethink me straight of dangerous stone. So what he is saying, that I would also think of dangerous rocks every time whenever I would go to the church and would see the stones. Okay, whenever you are going to a church, you may see that there are some stones on the burials of some people. Okay, not some people, or all the people which are buried in those churches. So they, in on that stone, the information is given about who is a person, from where to where he just lived, from which to which year. So he's saying whenever I would just go to just visit the we can say visit any burial of my relative or anywhere, I would be scared that any dangerous rock would also just wreck my ship. So which touching but my gentle vessel side would scatter all her spices on the stream. So what he is saying, that if my ships just wrecked up, okay, against the rocks, dangerous rocks like that, its whole cargo means the material, okay, the content, its whole cargo of spices would be dumped into the sea. So what is this, that he's saying that his just ships are filled with the cargo of spices, you know, that red chili, okay, then black pepper, like those. Okay, so what he is saying, that if my ships are just wrecked up by any rock, then its whole cargo would just fall into the sea and it would be just wasted. So, and rob the roaring waters with my silks, and in a word, but even now worth this and now worth nothing. Shall I have the thought to think on this, and shall I lack the thought that such a thing bechanced would make me sad? So he is saying that it will not have any value in the sea. Like he is saying that all of his silk shipments would be sent flying into the roaring water. In one moment only he will be bankrupt, means he would be having no money if his spices would also be gone into the sea water, and if its silk also would be gone into the roaring water of the that sea or ocean. So he is saying that in one moment only I would be bankrupt, means I would be a roadside person. Okay, who wouldn't get sad thinking about the things like that? Okay, so he is saying there is no person who would not be sad thinking about these thoughts. Okay, so who is not sad about thinking about the thoughts? If you are thinking that I would be bankrupt, every person is just scared of being bankrupt. So he is saying, but tell not me, I know Antonio is sad to think upon his merchandise. So he is saying it's obvious only that Antonio that he is sad because of the cargoes, because of his merchandise. So nothing else. He is just telling about first. This is very important speech of Salarino. First, it may be asked that what are the examples he gave of Salarino. What Salarino gives example of how he would get the signals of that his ships may be in danger. Okay, so now comes the speech of Antonio. Antonio, believe me, no, I thank my fortune for it. My ventures are not in one bottom trusted, nor to one place nor is my whole estate upon the fortune of this present year. Therefore, my merchandise makes me not sad. So what he's saying, that believe me not, means he's saying that no, that's not trust me, I thank my fortune for it. He's saying that I thank my just luck for that. My financial condition is very good now. Okay, till now I'm very, my financial condition is very good, I'm stable in financially. So he is saying my ventures are not in one bottom trusted. So he's saying that I don't have all of my money invested in only one ship, okay, or not to one place, nor is my whole estate. So he's saying I don't have invested, I don't have all of my money invested in one ship only, or on the one part of the world. So he is saying, so it's not my business that's making me sad. He's saying, he's now just by this we can understand that he is having, he's quite intelligent person, that he's saying that I haven't kept all my material in one ship. I haven't kept all my material in one ship. He's saying that I have kept my material in many ships. So if one ship also would be wrecked, there would be very less loss to me, because other ships are also present. Just this thing he is saying. So we would be discussing the leftover part of this scene in the next video. So keep planning, watch this video and have benefits. Thank you.